And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Chicago White Sox episode. Yeah, and we're back in the the AL Central. Sorry, everybody. But hey, we'll do our best to keep it interesting. Hey, I think we did all right last week. And housekeeping issues. There's only 4 of us here again this week. Wade is again not here. He's to get his shit together, I think. But, hopefully he's back next week. So get back here soon, Wade, and don't ruin our perfect weeks. And let's get started. Drew, who is your number 4 White Sox Mount Rushmore member?
My number 4 is Mark Burley.
Oh, I really heavily considered Burley, but I didn't put him.
Yeah, I considered him too, but he didn't make my list either.
Well, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove. He was a member of their most recent World Series team. Definitely in a long time.
Hold on. With our first player, Drew, you ruined our perfect week.
Hey,
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Aw.
See, I knew it. I just called it a week early.
Well, in Chicago, he had 161 wins, 119 losses. He had a 3.8 ERA. Let's see here. I always have a hard time with pitchers trying to find all their stuff. He had almost 1,400 strikeouts with his time with the White Sox. He led the league in innings 2 years with the White Sox. He's pretty consistent. He was around 4.3 in his ERA every year. He had a streak of 16, 19, 14, 16, 16, 12, 10, 15, 13, 13, 13 wins with the White Sox. Like I said earlier, he was on their World Series team. He also pitched 2 perfect games while he was with the White Sox as well. So
He's also from St. Louis.
yeah.
Yeah, he is. Because there was a lot of talk about him going to the Cardinals. Never really worked out.
Now, I always liked Mark Burley. He was remarkably consistent. He was a very steady pitcher. He always threw a lot of innings for his team, innings eater. Always took the mound. That type of guy that you really like to see on your squad.
I think the year they went to the World Series in one of the ALCS games, he threw a complete game to help them get to the World Series that year, and then he won one of his games against, or he did something. Yeah, I think he won one of his games. Or maybe it was his only game. I don't know how that World Series went. I was obviously too young, and it's not a real eye popper, I guess. World Series for me, White Sox Astros.
And the ALCS, he threw a complete game with only allowing 1 run.
And then I think he went on to win a game in the World Series against the Astros. Because don't they? How bad did they beat the Astros?
That's a good question.
I don't know much about this World Series. It's one of the
4-0.
Oh, so he probably won his only game. I would guess he only started 1 game. But
Yep, he started 1 game through 7 1/3, but he gave up 4 runs. So not terrible, but again, not great either.
But yeah, I went with someone definitely younger, newer, I would say, and newer generation of some of the White Sox. I think we're going to see later on this list. But
Well, I will say this, Drew. I agree with you in an aspect. I felt like I needed to represent the World Series team, like the 05 World Series team. I felt like it needed represented on this list. I just didn't go with Mark Burley. So, anyway, anybody else have anything to add on Mark Burley before we move on?
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Uncle Doug, who's your 4?
My 4th was Luke Appling.
I got him at number 1.
Number 1.
I got him at 3.
I don't have Appling.
Well, I definitely had some older guys in the White Sox list. Yeah, Hall of Fame, 7-time All-Star, a couple batting titles. One of the years he had the batting title, he batted .328. The other one he batted .388. Lifetime average was .310. Had 2,749 hits. Didn't hit a lot of home runs, just 45. Then 1,116 RBIs.
You're also talking about a guy that missed time due to military service.
Yep.
Uh,
20 years in Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. He also came in second in the MVP voting twice.
That should almost be like a stat within itself. How long he stayed in Chicago.
Yeah. Nobody wants to, right?
Exactly. No offense.
No, offense intended.
Yeah, I was just trying to be polite.
Yeah, I didn't think he was like, his stats weren't like, oh my gosh, I just have to put this guy on. But the White Sox are a little weak. He does have good numbers. He did play 20 years there. He's got some All Stars. He's in the Hall of Fame. So I felt like it was fitting.
Yep, that's kind of where I was at.
Yeah. Ray, do you have a 4 left?
Yeah, I do.
Who's your 4?
Wilbur Wood.
Yeah, I don't have Wilbur Wood.
I do not either.
I don't either.
Yeah, that was one of them random picks I usually throw in there.
They played 12 years in Chicago.
Yeah, he's a pitcher. 164 wins, 156 losses with a 3.24 ERA. 3-time All-Star. See, how many years did he play? 12 years? Yeah. Nothing crazy. Just one of my awesome random picks I usually do.
Well, he went on a streak in Chicago where he won 22, 24, 24, and 20 games in 4 straight seasons. 2 of those years he led the league in wins. He also, during that time, in the first season there, we had 22 wins. He had an ERA of 1.91. He led the league in starts 4 straight years in Chicago. He led the league in innings pitched twice in Chicago. One year almost got to 400 innings. And so, yeah. I'd say he's a pretty decent pitcher for the White Sox for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that has a 3.2 ERA and, pitched, what? Trying to figure 650 games. So, nothing to shake a stick at.
Right.
I don't know the guy, though, personally.
Me neither.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I still have my number 4 left.
Okay.
My number four is Paul Konerko.
I thought about him, but he didn't quite make my list.
How do you spell that, Alex?
Konerko. Like
That's-
I said, I felt like the 05 World Series team needed representation. And I went with their best hitter instead of their best pitcher, Paul Konerko. He's a 6-time All-Star, World Series champ, ALCS MVP. He has a career batting average of 279 with 439 home runs, 1,162 runs, 1,400 RBIs. He also played 18 years in the league, 16 of them with Chicago. The last 16 with Chicago. And where he was the face of the franchise during a portion of my childhood after Frank Thomas left.
Was Frank still there in 05? Because when I was looking at his thing, it said he was there for like 34 games. But then, I don't
remember him being there for the World Series team.
I don't know. Did he get hurt?
I'm guessing he got hurt. I don't know.
He got hurt.
I don't know.
Some at the end of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
He needed eugenics.
That's right.
Total T.
What is it? Him and Doug Flutie that do this.
Doug
Yeah.
Flutie, yeah.
I thought they picked up a third guy.
I think they did, but I don't remember who it is.
Yeah.
But she'll like it too.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I don't know. Konerko was pretty consistent. Usually a 30 home run guy. Usually got you around 100 RBIs. Was going to hit, 270-ish most of the time. Just, like I said, 16 years in Chicago. playing pretty well, so that's why he's on my list.
Cool.
All right, that's everybody's 4, correct?
And that's only one for Konerko.
Guess so.
Yep.
Wow. This is going to be super random.
Who has a 3 left?
I do.
I do.
All right, well, Drew.
My number 3 is Eddie Collins.
It's also my number 3.
He's my number 1.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't even have him.
He's a Hall of Famer, MVP, six World Series. Obviously, all not with the White Sox. He's got 3,300 hits, 47 home runs, batted .333 for his career. But his time in Chicago, he has 2,000 hits, 31 home runs, 800 RBIs. He batted .331 there. On base percentage was .426, 849 OPS. Really old guy, over basically almost a century. He was playing baseball over a century ago.
He was born in 1887.
Yeah, I mean, he led the league in runs 3 times, stolen bases 4 times. His MVP season was his last year. I think it was with one of the Philadelphia teams.
So he won an MVP his last season?
No, his last season in Philadelphia. Then he went to Chicago for 12 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, which that technically means he couldn't win another one.
Yeah, he was playing during that time.
That
they
time
could only
period.
win
So,
one.
since he won one, he never had a chance to win one
Yeah,
with the White
yeah.
Sox. So, I mean,
makes sense.
so.
Yeah, I mean, he does split up his career pretty good, but we were talking about a Hall of Famer, MVP, World Series champ with 3,000 hits that played for the White Sox. I was like, bingo, bango.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, 3,000 hit club, White Sox, put him on the list.
Yeah. And 3,300, not just sneaking over the line there.
Yeah, it's a couple seasons over.
Yeah, stolen base guy. I mean,
Yeah.
740 stolen bases in his career. That's a nice number. And he's the all-time leader in sacrifice bunts.
How
He
many
was-
does he have?
512.
Holy.
He was fucking moving runners over.
Does any active player even have more than 50?
Oh, I have no idea.
There's no way. Pull up the total list. I want to see that. I want to see the all-time list of sacrifice bunts. This is kind of crazy. I kind of want to know.
Somebody's got to talk while I'm doing this.
I mean, no one sacrifices bunts anymore. We've talked about modern baseball. It's hitting it over the fence or striking out. There is no advancing runners because that's just done to get someone from first to second in the scoring
That's
position.
analytics for you.
Yeah, it's
Well,
passing
he's
it.
the all-time leader with 512. The number 2 guy, Jack Daubert, has 392. So there's a big
Oh.
lead there. Stuffy McGinnis is third.
Duffy.
Can you scroll? Let me see the pictures of everybody. That'll answer my question. Every picture's in black and white. That's all I needed.
There's Ty Cobb.
That's all I needed to see.
I want to see what the active leader is, though. You may be interested in this. I'm going way down, guys. I'm in the hundreds.
I'd love to know why they call him Stuffy McGinnis. Well, did he always have a sinus infection or something?
Stuff. That is.
Dude, I'm in the over 250 and still don't have an active player.
You might get to the end of the list and not find anybody.
Oh, got one. At 325 is Clayton Kershaw.
No way. That's not who I thought was.
Clayton Kershaw. And now Elvis Andrews is 362. Clayton Kershaw is the active leader in sacrifice bunts, guys.
That's wild.
Johnny Cueto, 481.
We've only got 3 guys.
Wow, this is pathetic. Not that we need to, sacrifice bunt constantly, but geez, Louise.
I mean, I think some of these guys who don't hit at all.
All right, I gotta get off this list. I'm almost to 1,000.
Wow.
All right. Who all had Collins? Who didn't have Collins? Ray?
I didn't.
Gotcha. All right, who has a 3 left?
I still do.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
All right, Uncle Doug.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Eddie Collins is my 3. I have a 2 left. Sorry.
All right, Ray, you got 3 left?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Ted Lyons.
Yeah, I actually looked at
I looked
Ted
at
Lyons.
it, yeah.
Another pitcher. Ray likes those pitchers.
Apparently tonight. He's in the Hall of Fame. At least I got a Hall of Famer on this time. One-time All-Star, ERA title. 260 wins, 230 losses, with an ERA of 3.67.
Hey, he played 21 seasons in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's a redeeming quality.
At least he was born in the 1900s.
It's true.
Yeah.
He led the league in batters faced one year.
What
No.
is that?
No, he led the league. He led the league in wins twice. He led the league in complete games twice. He led the league in innings twice. So he did some stuff. He also led the league in wild pitches once.
Sometimes-
Batter's face and wild pitch. What
These
a guy.
stats sometimes, dude, for real.
I'm gonna leave it up to Ray to find me the picture.
Oh,
Who was
God.
that guy a couple weeks ago? Was it the Royals episode? It was like, some guy that had like 40-some wins, but he had 30-some losses. Oh,
Yeah.
Shoot, now I can't remember what his name was.
By the way, I do want to point this out. He also missed 3 seasons due to military service for World War II. And the year before he left for World War II, he won the ERA title.
Oh shoot. Dang.
And then he came back after the war, and his ERA was 2.32.
Yeah.
But he only won one game, right?
It's true.
Yeah, but I mean, he was at least working on it. It's not his fault his teammates couldn't help him out.
He came in third in the MVP voting one year.
Yeah.
He lost to Lou Gehrig.
Oh, but of course.
Lost to a Yankee.
Yeah, but it may have been deserved. I mean, Lou Gehrig batted .373 with 47 home runs and 173 RBIs.
Typical Lou Gehrig year.
His on
Pretty good
base
season.
percentage was .474.
Still not good enough to be a top
His
3
slug
first
was
baseman all time, but
.765 for an OPS of 1240.
Wow.
Giddy up. 149 runs, 218 hits, and 109 walks. That is a Lou Gehrig baller season. Hey,
Yes,
the
indeed.
guy that came in second place, Harry Heilman, whoever the fuck that is, he batted .398. 14 home runs, 120 RBIs. Yes, sir. Mickey Cochran came in fourth. I mean, who didn't see that coming? Al Simmons, there's a guy. 392. It's so crazy. We have 25 guys receiving MVP votes this year. And you have Lou Gehrig who hit 47 home runs. Nobody else in this list hit more than 18.
I love old baseball. It just makes me laugh every time we look at it. There's always something we find that's just so out there. They're just absurd.
Hey, when you got that bunt game strong, dude, it's no telling what's gonna happen.
That
Don't be talking shit on the bunt.
I'm not. Man, if I had a bunt game where I'd just be aiming that shit down the line, dude, you can put me in the lineup. I'll play.
Ray, you didn't even put your guy up on the board.
Because he knows.
I mean,
There's enough ones up there. He's got a chance.
One's making the board at this point. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nobody has a 3 left now, correct?
Correct.
I have my 2 left.
I do too.
I have my 2 left.
Does anybody have more than 1 player left?
I
No.
do.
I've got 2 players.
I've got 2
Oh.
players left.
You both have 2 players
Yeah.
left? Holy crap.
no, I got one. But I was gonna say a joke. It's not a LeBron. It's not a LeBron one, but
You didn't say a LeBron one last week. We
I
broke
know
the
I
streak.
could. I was struggling to find one, but there's so many ones on that board. It looks like Stephen A. Smith's college statistics on the basketball team.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
whenever he starts talking too much trash, people say, so Stephen A., what'd you do in college? It's like 2, 1, and 1.
Yeah,
Whereas, like, career averages.
He averaged 1.5 points a game in one game. Explain that to me.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
That's why when they put his stats up, I know it's bullshit. Because you can't average 1.5 points a game in one game.
Right.
yeah.
Can't happen.
So anyway, so you guys have 2 players left. So one of you guys go. I guess you just went, didn't you?
All right. I can go.
Uncle
Okay.
Doug?
You want my number 2?
Yeah.
My number 2 is Ed Walsh.
I don't have him.
Oh, yeah. He's my number 1.
Oh, all right. Oh, Ed.
Yeah, this guy.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Is this Ed Walsh or Ed Walsh Jr.?
This one.
It's just, I told him which one.
Yeah, okay. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
1906 World Series. 2 ERA titles. 195 wins. And his career ERA is 1.82.
Shit, I could do that.
You'd be the all-time leader?
Why not?
He had a season where he won 40 games. He was 40-15.
40 and 15.
Yeah.
ERA of 1.42
Started
and
49
didn't win.
games and a 1.42 ERA.
And didn't win the ERA title.
He also had an ERA. He won the ERA title with a 1.6, and he also won it with a 1.27.
Wow.
Well, he lost it with a 1.33.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. The one year he had 37 complete games. The next year he had 42 complete games.
That's nuts.
He pitched 464 innings one season.
They had season 464, 422, 393, 368, 369.
Led the league a couple times in strikeouts. One year he had 269. He had a 258, a 255, a 254, a 206.
He went.
1,700 for his career.
He had 8 seasons in his career where he gave up 0 home runs.
Yeah, I mean this guy was
Mhm.
pretty decent.
My boy Ed Walsh, Alex.
Your boy Ed Walsh played in 1904. Drew, calm down.
It's the White
Yeah,
Sox.
played from 1904 to 1917.
I'm hearing Wade talk about Bob Cousy right now.
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
No, Wade would be impressed with this. It's the all-time ERA leader.
Yeah, that's why I put him on there.
I mean,
Okay.
Do we know why his career is so short? Because he pitched 400 innings a year.
Yeah,
probably.
No kidding.
It's-
I mean, when you're starting, the first couple you just started 8 and then 13, and then it's 31, 46, 49, 28, 36, 37, 41.
Well,
And
he's
then-
obviously coming out of the bullpen, too. Because, like, you just said he led the league in starts with 46, but he pitched in 56.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 10 saves that year.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is that year?
Well, it's
Yeah,
not that year, but he leads the league in saves
1, 2,
5
3.
times.
Yeah, that's why he's starting games too. So so the days he's off, he goes out there and pitches.
Right.
Dual threat.
He won 40 games. He led the league with 6 saves.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
42 complete games.
Nobody can fucking tell me that we throw too many innings. Bullshit. Bullshit.
This guy on his days off, so that's fine. Coach, if you need me to go save the game, I got you.
Yeah,
Let me go
man.
throw a couple to.
I'm coming in relief.
Let me go throw it to my boy Joe Smith down there, warm up my arm real quick, and
Well, that year, he started, he played in 66 games, started 49 of them, and threw 464 innings.
Hey, he started 49 games and threw 42 complete games.
Yeah. I mean,
And then got 6 saves, so he completed 6 other games that at least. That's bullshit. Nobody should be able to do that. Like, are you kidding me? And he probably was playing on a team that only had a 3-man rotation as it was.
probably.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sure.
I pitch every 3 days, except for on the 2 days in between. I come in relief.
Yeah.
Everyone's like the team. Oh no, it's 5-man rotation.
Unlike
Kind of, sort of.
Unlike
Kinda,
today's pictures, where it's like, oh my god, I got a mosquito bite on my index finger. Take me out.
I was making a joke earlier about him going and throwing the Joe Smith. Well, the second pitcher on this roster is Frank Smith, so I'm sure.
That's Joe's his little brother.
I mean, there's only, I think, 6 pitchers on the roster.
Yeah.
There's 5 starters and 1 reliever.
Yeah, it was.
And this
It was Ed Walsh.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. 40
Well, at least
wins.
we added a 2 up there. Now we got 3, 4 1s, 2 3s, and a 2.
Man, we talked about the uniqueness of John Smoltz. Fuck John Smoltz. This guy won 40 games in one season and also has 6 saves that same season.
Yeah.
He
Led
did
the
both.
league in both.
That's baller status right there. Baller. John Smoltz ain't got shit on Ed Walsh. Why don't I know who Ed Walsh is?
You do now. Wait till I tell Will.
I'll forget by the time I get home.
And why is that?
Don't care.
He's a White Sox.
Hey, here you go. In 1906, they won the World Series. Oh, Eddie Walsh here, or as I like to say, Eddie Ballgame. He won. He pitched 2 games, won them both, with an ERA of 0.6. He threw 1 complete game shutout, so 15 innings and 1 complete. So he only threw 6 innings in the second game. What the hell's his problem?
Yeah.
Yep, 17 strikeouts. I'd say he did all right. Also drilled a guy, keeps people honest.
Yeah, keep him nervous up there. Born May 19th, 1881.
So does everybody up here have a guy that has a 1 next to it?
We're not done yet, Ray.
No, I know that.
Oh.
That'll be unanimous.
But I'm saying
hope so.
everybody here has at least picked one guy with a 1 next to it, right?
I got one.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I got one.
Appling.
Drew's got one, and Ray's got
Oh, I got 2.
2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't gone yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. My number 2 is Frank Thomas.
That's my number
Okay.
1.
He's my number 2.
Yes. Yeah, my 2.
Old Frank Tank.
He was a big dude, and like we said,
How much do you think he weighs?
the ladies like it too.
How much do you think he weighs? Because I think he weighs more than 240.
Yeah, I think he does too, but they haven't listed at 240.
I think he weighs more than that now.
Yeah, he's like a 350 brick house.
He's a Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP, which he won back-to-back, by the way. 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, won a batting title. He also won the Home Run Derby once. Played for the old Whiteham Sox for 16 years. Yeah, you heard it here first. He led the league in runs once and doubles once. He led the league in walks 4 times. Won his batting title. Led the league in on-base percentage 4 times. Slugging percentage once. And OPS 4 times. Hey, guys. He also led the league in sacrifice flies once.
I can't. We're getting too many sacrifice flies and sacrifice bunts.
Hey, you watch your mouth. That's good stuff. He's also in the 500 home run club with 521 home runs. Taters, if you may. 1,700 RBIs. 1,600 walks. With a career batting average of 301. He also has almost 1,500 runs and 2,468 in hits. So, yeah, I'd say he was a stud.
Indeed. Probably one of the most recognizable White Sox of all time.
Probably.
His second MVP season, he hit 353 and did not win the batting title. 353 with 38 home runs.
Who won it?
That's a good question. Shall we look?
We shall.
The batting title went to none other than Paul O'Neill.
Oh, Yankee.
Yeah, Yankee right fielder Paul O'Neill batted .359.
How many home runs?
That probably came down to the last day.
21. Probably not. There's 6 points between them, and by the time you're at 160 some games, you'd have to get like 20 hits in a game to move your something like 20 for 20 or something. Kenny Lofton actually led the league in WAR that year.
Wow.
He batted .349 though. Albert Bell batted .357. Everybody batted .350 apparently. Yeah, Kenny Lofton .349 led the league with 160 hits and led the league with 60 steals. Oh, Kenny Lofton.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get off this MVP award. And it's 8 guys for 4 spots. 1 guy's in. So we got 7 guys for 3 spots. Frank is in. Everybody else, go fuck yourself. So we have a 3 up there, or 2 3s up there actually. Collins and Appling. So who is our guy that's not on them?
I don't have Appling.
Well, Drew, you better get that shit straight.
No.
And who doesn't have Collins?
Ray.
I don't.
Ray, you take care of that little problem for us.
Well, before I do that, Drew, I'll let you pick the number this week. How ornery, from 1 to 10, do you want me to be?
Go with a solid 7.
7.
Ooh.
Okay.
So he wants you to be fairly honoring.
We got to spice things up.
That's right.
Like
Spice
I
it
said,
up.
It's the Whitem Sox.
Let's see. So I got Ted Lyons. I got Wilbur Wood. And I have Luke Appling. So I'll take my Lions pick.
Okay. All right. Lions is gone.
And I'll put him on Canerco.
That's my guy, Canerco. Yes. Represent the 05 ring.
All right.
But we deleted the guy. That's what's important.
And then, before I quit with my turn, I feel like I'm playing a board game here. I will take my Wood pick,
All right. Wood's gone.
and I'll put it on the Buell.
That's
Oh,
my guy from 05. Uh-huh.
Ah.
Yep. That's like
Now we have no 1s left, but we didn't gain any 4s.
That's what we like to see, Ray.
You're welcome.
Now we've got issues.
So we have 3 2s and 2 3s. Wade, where are you?
Yeah.
Do we need to make a phone call?
I was going to say, do we know any White Sox fans?
Ooh.
We live so close. Why don't we?
I know.
I don't know any.
I mean, Mark's from Chicago, but he doesn't really follow baseball that much. Wow.
Wow, I don't. Yeah.
One guy is the all-time leader in the ERA. That's all I got to say.
Oh, boy. You got bigger problems than trying to get Walsh on.
I want my boy Walsh on. I mean, let's be for real.
So, Drew and Uncle Doug have Walsh.
Yep.
And then me, Drew, and Uncle Doug have Collins.
Yep.
And then Canerco is me and Ray.
Yeah.
Appling is me, Ray, and Doug.
And then Burley is me and Ray. There's really...
Wow.
Well, I could probably be talked out of one of the old guys because I have 3 old guys. And I do see your point about the World Series should be represented. And I looked at Canerco and Burley. So if you guys can come to a consensus, I mean, one of those guys gets to 3.
Dad, don't you give up balls. Come to Burley, big guy.
All right, so why Burley over Konerko, Drew? Can you answer that?
He threw 2 perfect games, dog.
Well, that is true. He did throw 2 perfect
Threw a
games.
complete game.
But
Playoffs. What is going
I mean, I'm just gonna say this, Drew. I mean, Paul Konerko has 86 sacrifice flies,
Oh, no.
and he also has a sacrifice bunt.
Let me pull up Mark. Oh, he didn't bat as in the American League. Gosh dang it. Wait, he might have since in the NL. Let's see his batting statistics. Let me pull him up
Oh,
here.
Burley.
Burley had 13 sacrifice hits. Or is this, or am I making 8 sacrifice hits? Or am I making this up?
Sacrifice hits, which is bunts.
8.
13.
Yep. 13 That's my guy. Barely ever batting.
He's like 73 behind Paul Konerko. I don't.
Which is what? 2,000 all time?
I don't know. It's unimportant, Drew.
Dude, I can't.
He got his job done.
Looking at pitchers' batting averages, he has a negative batting average. Some of these years in Chicago, negative 160. How do you get how do you get negative? That's wild.
I mean, I would just say that, like, Paul Konerko is like just a few home runs away from joining the 500 home run club. And, like, Mark Burley, like, he's not joining any exclusive clubs.
Because he's already in the clubs, dog.
He's already in the clubs. And you keep calling me dog.
He's already sitting there waiting.
For what?
He's trying to put in a good word for Kanako, but they just don't want him in. Burley's like, fine, I guess we'll just leave him out of the club. We can keep partying it up in here.
I mean, guy won 214 games. Not bad, but, not really great. He has, 1,800 strikeouts. Not really the 3,000 we're looking for. And you already got one pitcher up there.
So?
Your
We need
Walshy,
two.
your Walshy poo up there.
We need both.
What we call him, Eddie Ballgame.
Yeah, Eddie Ball.
Yeah, Eddie Ballgame's up there. So what do you need a second one for?
Gotta represent the World Series, dog.
That's right, Konerko.
Pitching. No,
Konerko.
pitching, dog.
Why do you keep calling me dog?
Dude,
Who doesn't have Appling?
me.
Well, dog, get on that.
Dude.
All right, Drew. I got a deal for you.
Ooh,
Hear it.
Oh, here we go.
I like the other deal.
I will come off Appling and go to Walsh if you'll come off Burley and go to Konerko.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
No deal.
No deal, Drew.
Nope.
All right, well, you got to come up with a deal, man. I tried. I
That's
tried to
fine.
come to peace.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, hold on.
All right,
Hold
Ray's
on.
got one.
Well, since Drew picked a number, I'm gonna take my Beal pick off. Burley
Did you
pick
say
off.
it right, Beal? He says Beal.
I know. I'm bad. I'm take my pick off there. Put it back to 1, and then I'm gonna go to Walsh.
All right, there we go.
Locked in.
Walsh is up to
Oh,
3
he said
now.
locked in.
Now what, dog?
Uncle Doug, what are you over there thinking?
Well, whenever you two decide which 2 you're going to,
Hey, Konerko's winning.
then Appling and Collins, I'll have to come off one of those and go to whoever wins that.
What? Why?
Well, because I'll have Walsh and Frank Thomas, and if I go to Konerko or Burley, I got to come off one of those 2.
What about no, you don't. What about this crazy idea? Why don't we just leave out the 05 World Series? It's irrelevant. It was a spoof.
Don't
It
they
was a fluke.
Hold on, I got one. You mean like the LeBron James title in the bubble? Yeah, I'm back, baby.
So you're saying take Burley and Konerko both off?
Yeah.
And
There,
go
that's my
Appling,
deal, Alex.
Collins,
How
and
about
Walsh.
that deal? We take both our 05 White Sox off, and we just say it never happened.
Why I'm winning?
I'm offering you a deal here,
That's
dog.
not a deal. That's not a deal.
I go from Burley to Appling.
You realized you're losing, so you're like, you know what? I'm going to offer him a
If you
deal.
do that, then I'm 4 for 4.
That's fine with me. You be 4 for 4, dog. Nothing.
Now you're a dog too.
Yeah, now I'm the dog. That's all right.
All right,
I figure that's a compliment because he's a Georgia fan. So
Yeah, if I'm calling you dog.
Ray.
Yeah.
I'm coming off Apple and going to Walsh.
Okay.
all right. So Walsh is in.
Walsh is in.
Perfect. My boy's in.
All right, now we're hearing about ERA. Move along.
1.82. Are you?
All right.
Walsh is in with Frank.
Well, my Appling vote is going to Burley or Konerko, whenever you guys decide.
Konerko's winning, Uncle Doug.
Yeah, but Ray sometimes throws a wrench.
I mean,
That's why I'm
I
keeping my
haven't
options
locked
open.
in my Konerko vote.
Do you
I love
have
how Ray's locking in votes?
Do you have an Appling vote as well?
I do.
Oh, okay. How you
So you
feeling?
and I are the Appling vote.
Yeah.
So how you feeling about coming off Appling and going to Collins? Then we could lock another player in.
It's true.
And then my Appling vote will go to one of the 05 guys.
Or I leave Burley and come to Appling, then we all go back to Appling. Because the meat riding is crazy for Konerko right now. We are acting like this guy.
So who's got Collins?
All of us
I
but
do.
you.
All of us but you. I'm going to make like a 3-team trade here. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, all right.
Okay. Ray, you take your... Shit, I got to figure out how to do this in my head. Okay. You take your Konerko vote.
Of course, take your Konerko.
Go to Collins, and then I'll take my Burley vote, come to Appling, and then Alex takes his Konerko vote and goes to Appling.
What do you got against Paul Konerko?
I don't know. He's getting all the hate this episode.
It's like you're Rudy Gobert in this pool.
That's my trade.
I say, Ray, come on, buddy. Come off Appling and go to Collins.
Hold on.
No, Konerko and go to Collins.
This is what I'm going to do.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm going to get off Appling.
Burley?
And this is because Drew picked the number. I'm going to move it right here.
Don't you already have him?
Konerko?
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, you and I are the
you already have
Konerko.
him.
You and I are the Konerko.
Yeah, you
vote.
can't be adding extra votes. So now you
Son
got
of a
to
bitch.
put a vote back up there, Ray.
God damn it.
take it. Yeah, either Burley
All right,
or
well, that
Collins.
didn't work. Son of a bee.
That would have caused mass chaos.
Yeah.
Like we'd have
that's
been up
what
here like, no, our votes are messed up. Like, what's going on?
We've been yelling about it for...
Well, damn it.
Telling you, I got a 3-team trade
Uncle
right
Doug,
here.
it's time to make your move. Like you gotta come off Appling and come to Konerko.
No, to Burley, Dad. Burley.
Well, what do you think, Ray? What are we going to do?
I'd say we just say screw 05.
Why? Don't they have like 2 World Series in their entire franchise and we're gonna say screw one of them?
Doug, I got one for you.
All
I got like 3.
Okay. I'll take my
1906,
Appling vote
19.
off and go to Collins.
Okay.
You take your Appling vote off and go to Konerko. And then we'll let Drew decide the final fate.
Who? For what?
Fair enough.
What the final fate?
Uh,
There's no
They agreed.
There's
They agreed.
no option
yes,
there.
let's do it. Do it. Appling's done.
Collins is in.
And Collins is in. And now
And when I
we
mean
sit and wait.
and what I mean by final fate is if there's going to be asterisks or not.
This is ridiculous. Dad, you suck at trades. You know that? You get bamboozled. Ray just Danny Ainge your butt.
Oh,
Damn.
Bull crap.
so Drew.
Got Walsh in. I'm happy with those two.
So is nobody has a perfect week this week, do they?
No.
I got 3. Not gonna get any more.
I got Frank and Collins so far, and probably Canerco.
Probably. Maybe. Ridiculous.
Drew's even got his hood up. He's pouting so hard.
My hood's been up for all night.
Likely story, Drew. Likely story. Oh, LeBron's playing tonight.
Well,
But Paul George isn't.
what was not Paul Konerko the World Series MVP that year?
No.
He was the ALCS MVP.
Well, I thought he was World Series MVP.
No. He was not.
If he was World Series MVP, would you vote for him?
Yeah, but he wasn't. He got both, sure. Good postseason, but just getting one.
Oh yeah,
Kinda
that's
sketchy
what
to
makes
me.
a good postseason.
Kinda
Who was
sketchy
the
to me.
World Series MVP?
Again, we don't know because it's not relevant.
Jermaine Dye.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I thought of you guys the other day. I watched 4 Days in October, which is the 30th for 30, about the Red Sox coming back down 3-0.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, it puts it up in big letters. Game 7, October 20th. And I was like, bingo bango! Alex's greatest ever birthday present. All right, Drew.
I guess, whatever.
Thanks, dog.
And for the
Whatever,
listeners,
dog.
just so you're sure, Mark Burley is now defeated.
It's a well-fought fight.
And Paul Konerko is now in. So our final 4 is Paul Konerko, Eddie Collins, Eddie Ballgame Walsh, and Frank Thomas. So I'd say a pretty solid 4. I don't know if it's as good as the Twins, but it's pretty solid. So yeah, I liked it.
Yep, just give them some Total T and they'll be really solid.
Oh yeah. Now that will end our Mount Rushmore section of this episode and move us into MVP debate. And this episode, our year is 1964, way back in the way back. And in 1964, the AL MVP was a Wade favorite, Brooks Robinson. The 16-time Gold Glover. Well, this year, he hit .317 with 28 home runs, 118 RBIs. The 118 RBIs led the league. With 82 runs, 194 hits. He had a .368 on-base percentage, a .521 slug for an OPS of .889. Number 2, though, was a guy we like to refer to as the Mick, Mickey Mantle, who hit .303 with a .423 on-base percentage. By the way, it's almost 60 points higher than Brooks Robinson there, but Brooks Robinson had the higher batting average by 14 points there. A .592 slug for a .1015 OPS, much higher than old Brooksy. Mantle also hit 35 home runs and had 111 RBIs. Had 141 hits and 92 runs scored. I don't know what was going on in New York. They couldn't get the McMahon across the plate, but hey.
Well, and then here's somebody for you.
I got my pick, unless Dad says him.
The guy I'm looking at had 109 runs to 82 and 92.
Led the league.
217 hits.
Led the league.
Led the league. .323 batting average. Led the league.
He also hit 32 home runs.
Yeah.
Nope, not my guy.
And 12 stolen bases. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some records here. He played for the Twins, and the Twins had a losing record and finished 6th.
Yeah, that's why.
That'd probably be why you were talking about Tony Oliva.
Right.
That's probably why he finished lower. Well, Drew, who were you looking at then?
Harmon Killebrew.
Oh, yeah, old Harmon Killebrew.
95 runs, 156 hits. Led the league with 49 home runs, 111 RBIs, 93 walks. Batted 270, 377 on base percentage, 548 slugging, 924 OPS. That's who I'm looking towards.
All right. I can get it. I feel you there. Any pitchers grab anybody's attention? You know, like this Dean Chance character
Yeah.
who won 20 games with an ERA of 1.6.
207 strikeouts,
Yeah.
278 innings pitched, led the league.
Who'd he play for?
The Angels.
Interesting.
This one's kind of interesting.
It is.
At first, I
indeed.
thought it might just be Mantle and Robinson, but it's not. It's there are these other people in there as well.
What year was this?
64.
64.
Hey, I'll tell you what, old Boog Powell had himself a nice season too, and he played with Brooks Robinson. Old Boog Powell hit 290 with 39 home runs, 99 RBIs, 74 runs, 123 hits, 76 walks. With a 399 on base and led the league with a 606 slug and a 1005 OPS.
Yeah. That's
Like I said, him and Brooks Robinson play on the same damn team.
yeah.
And Wally Bunker also played for Baltimore. And but he was a pitcher. He won 19 games with an ERA of 2.6. And so they had themselves a nice pitcher there too. So Ray, we haven't heard much from you. What do you think of all these numbers we're throwing around here?
I don't know, I feel like I'm in math class.
Oh well, yeah. I hope you don't feel like that. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. The pitcher feels kind of dominant, really. But I mean, he's only got pitcher stats.
I don't even know who Dean Chance is.
I don't either. I'm thinking I ought at least
He only has 128 wins in his career.
say most of the rest of these guys I at least remember, but not him.
He pitched 11 years in the majors, from 61 to 71. Won himself a Cy Young in 1964 with 20 wins. Oh, it's this season we're talking about. He won the Cy Young.
Pitched for the Angels. Okay.
So, Drew, what does it for your Harmon Killebrew for you? You just like those power numbers?
Yeah, and then he's right up there with RBIs with Brooks and Mantle. I mean, his batting average is a little bit lower, but then you back to his on-base percentage, which is higher than Brooks, and then his slugging is higher than Brooks, and his OPS is higher than Brooks.
Yeah. Well,
So he got him there, and he beats him in walks as well. So
yeah. So how much do we weigh defense in here? Because I'm sure somebody ranked, Brooks Robinson's an all-time great defensive player.
I'm sure he probably won a Gold Glove that year.
Oh, I'm sure.
I guarantee it. We can look up. What was it? 64. Yep, he won a Gold Glove.
Yeah, and Harmon Killebrew never won a Gold Glove. Although Mickey Mantle did. I don't know what year. He won a Gold Glove in 62, so a couple years before this. But he plays a prime position. He's a center fielder.
Yeah.
By the way, Brooks Robinson's WAR is like almost 4 points higher than Mickey Mantle's. It's crazy.
And Dean Chance has the highest WAR.
He does. You know what? I tell you what. If it wasn't for the last place finish, I think I'd give it to Tony Oliva. Just based on the statistics, I think it's him, really, because he matches power with almost everybody except for Killebrew, like the home run numbers. I mean, his RBIs are a little lower than those top guys, but that's it. He wins the batting title. has nice on base and OPS and those things. He leads the league in hits and runs as well as the batting average. Sorry, I couldn't think there. I don't know, but again, his team wasn't any good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the Minnesota train already, so I could put my vote down for Tony. I go for it.
What was Baltimore's record this season?
I mean, we talk about who should win the real MVP. Well, he's the best player just because you're not on a good team doesn't mean.
Baltimore won 97 games, but I mean, they didn't even get him in the playoffs.
What the? Well,
Yeah, came in third.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll be fine with Tony, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tony looked pretty
I'll be
good.
down with it.
Got some East Coast bias going on there. Them East Coast teams.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony got left out.
Baltimore, New York, New York.
Well, New York won 99 games and finished first in the American League.
Yeah.
So there's our number one seed in the American League. His mantle with the Yankees. Barra was also there. And Roger Maris. Whitey Ford was pitching. So, Uncle Doug, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Tony. I mean, he got my eye right off the bat.
Now, I can get behind it. I think I can do it. I'm a little wishy-washy on the record, but
Yeah.
um,
That does hurt, and especially back then. They
Yeah.
really liked that record, and they really liked the Yankees. Frankly, I was surprised that Brooks beat Mickey Mantle.
yeah.
Which show? Well, I guess it does show us voting, but like, I don't know.
I also think it's interesting that Brooks Robinson had 163 games.
Oh yeah.
Um,
How does that work? Because didn't he play his whole career in Baltimore? It's not like he was traded.
yeah, I was trying to remember. I think there was a story.
He played
we may have
163
talked
games
about it.
multiple times in his career.
I want to say that was a trivia question when we did baseball the last time.
Yeah, I forgot how the. Because there's another guy down here from Cleveland who played 163 games.
So it had to be something between Baltimore and Cleveland. But I'm not sure what happened there.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, I'm okay with it. I can get on board with Tony Oliva taking Brooks Robinson's MVP. Ray, you on board?
Yeah, that's cool. I was kind of feeling the pitcher, but I mean, that's fine.
All right. Now we move to the NL, where none other than Ken Boyer, another Cardinal, wins MVP with a slash line of 295, 365, 489. Ooh, 489 slug. And an 854 OPS. What the hell's wrong with his slugging percentage? There's a bunch of bad slugging percentages at the top of this list.
There is. You go clear down to Willie Mays before you get to the league leader.
Yeah, and I'm looking at his line. Why did Willie Mays not win the MVP?
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. Ken Boyer had 100 runs, 185 hits, 24 home runs, 119 RBIs, 70 walks. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about Ken Boyer's season. It doesn't scream MVP to me, but hey. Frank Robinson came in fourth this year with a 306, 396, 548 for a 943. His slash line is significantly better than Ken Boyer's. With 103 runs, which is more, 174 hits, which is almost as much, 29 home runs, which is more. He does not have as many RBIs. But he also stole 23 bases to Boyer's 3 and had 79 walks, which is more. I really think Frank Robinson had a better season.
Yeah.
Then you have, like I think Uncle Doug mentioned, Willie Mays. His slash line was 296, 383, and led the league in slug with 607, and also led the league in OPS at 990. He also led the league in home runs with 47, had 119 RBIs, 19 stolen bases, 82 walks, 171 hits, and 121 runs. 4 off the lead league in runs there as well, who came from Dick Allen, who wins an MVP another year, I'm pretty positive. Yeah, Willie Mays looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll say Willie
That's where
Mays
I'm going.
is kind of my pick there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that Boyer got it because the Cardinals won the World Series.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
When did they
What
vote?
did the Giants do that year?
They were 4th in the National League.
Okay.
They won 90 games.
Yeah.
They were 90 and 72.
I mean, Willie Mays is looking pretty good.
I agree.
What was Willie Mays' team record that year?
I think that's what he just said. I think they said he won 90 games.
Oh,
90
90.
games. Well, then you also got to look at Sandy Koufax. 19 wins, 1.74 ERA, 223 strikeouts.
That's also pretty impressive.
Nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
A whip underneath the one at 9.928.
I mean, Roberto Clemente won the batting title and had the hits leader. He was the hits leader.
I always forget about pitchers till I later.
Yeah.
So a lot of really good candidates.
Well, gentlemen, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I think Willie Mays is the MVP.
That'd be fine with me. I'd be fine with Willie.
Yep, I'm good with that.
I mean, Drew, did you look up the Cardinals record? Did they win a bunch more games?
They're first, and
They won 93, and you said the Giants won 90?
yeah,
So it's not really a big difference in wins there. It's not like...
it's just the Cardinals were first, and National League the 4th. So the Giants didn't even get to go to the playoffs.
Right.
And like Dad said, the Cardinals won the World Series that year.
To be honest with you, I think Frank Robinson had a better year than Ken Boyer as well.
But no, yeah, I think Willie just does just as good.
Little thing to throw in on our American League one. You know, we talked about Tony Oliva. That was his rookie year. He was also Rookie of the Year.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. It's a hell of a rookie year. By the way, I know we haven't talked about him, but Hank Aaron had himself a pretty nice season this year, too. He had 328, 24 home runs, 95 RBIs, had a slug or a OPS of 907, 103 runs, 187 hits. But my vote shall go to Willie Mays.
Yep, mine's Willie.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't win.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, we're talking about Willie Mays here. If it was a Yankee, he'd have won.
Yeah.
Here we go.
True story, Drew.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Look it up, buddy. Look it up.
I know all about Yankee bias.
All right. Well, we were going Willie Mays, and we appreciate you listening to this White Sox episode. And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for the Guardians/Indians episode.
Wild thing.
That movie is so good. Love that movie.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm about to just put 4 Major League Cleveland Indians on my list.
Well, you got to go with Wild Thing. You got to go with Jake. You got to go
Yeah.
with Serrano.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Yeah.
put Bergman on there until he gets traded.
I mean, like, you got...
Mays Hayes.
Oh, yeah, Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah.
I mean, there you
Yeah,
go.
That's right.
Preview for next week.
That's right. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.